Please go Raiders. Only he can say it like he does.
Yeah, I'm not even
So
gonna try.
I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try.
I'm gonna try.
So we thank Patrick for weighing in. We were gonna try to have a recorded segment. Unfortunately, some work duties for me came first. So we look forward to hearing from him in the future after, of course, every NFL week, whether it's a live session or a pre-recorded session. Hopefully, we do hope to have that, or just an email live read like we did today. Either way, it will be fun as we track also what the Raiders do out in the AFC West. They don't have any easy task, especially with Denver out there as well. So
Yeah, the rest of the division, I think, maybe came back to him a little bit. Kansas City is not good.
no,
So,
not,
and
not at all.
San Diego
Go
seems to
ahead.
disappoint always. So,
Oh, absolutely. Big flash early in the year. Thankfully, we didn't see that this year. Usually they start out 6-0 and then go go 2-8 seemingly.
I always like to think that every game that you think the Chargers will lose, they win, and every game you think they'll win, they lose. It's,
That's a good way to go. Your Dolphins got off to the good start.
hey, it made the Bears loss a little bit, less it lessened the blow. Yeah, Dolphins took care of New England.
Stunner. Stunner. That was a big stunner for our pool this week. That was the biggest stunner I think for the pool this
Oh,
week.
we're going to talk about the pool. Gee, big surprise that we're talking about the
Oh.
pool.
I think that's the first time I've actually been on top now. So, I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Uh, I
Hey,
was gonna
rest
say
on
it won't. I
Atlanta.
was gonna say it won't last long, but I'm so far down that I have no say in it. Maybe someone else will pass you.
Oh, who knows? So, it could happen. It could happen. We'll have that as long as you got your picks in, I think that's the best thing that can happen. So
If your
we
picks
do have
are
some
in, you
good
have a
teams.
great shot.
Yeah,
No
yes, that's
matter
the
what
first
they
key to
are.
it. You're always in it week to week. So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to step out and step away and turn the microphone over to someone that has, I would say, a little bit better of a pedigree to wrestling. Brandon and Megan will recap the recent goings on in WWE. I always look forward to hearing their stuff. I get the opportunity to listen after the fact, after I edit everything, and can condense it down. But I also get to hear one side here, so I look forward to hearing what you have to say, Brandon. For the mainstream sports, thank you very much for listening, everybody. We'll start if you're leaving us now. We'll talk to you next week. Hopefully, draft position will be clearer for both sides of Chicago's baseball teams as the race to the bottom continues. Yet, I don't know why. Stop winning meaningless games. I don't want you to play spoiler. I really don't. Just get better draft position. That's all I want right now. So, um, let's see. Starlin Castro is done for the year, I believe.
Yep.
So they're seeing what the kids can do. I can't blame them for that. Get that free time under their belt. That's the best way to look at it. So, so with the mainstreams, I will leave you. When we come back, it will be Brandon and Megan talking wrestling. So when we come back, I won't be with you. And have a good week, everybody. And we will talk to you then.
Hey, what's up? Holla at your boy. XOXOXO. You getting these texts? Question mark. Where are you? What are you doing? OMG, you are making me mad. You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That's not cool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Chicago Sports Update. I'm Brandon. I'm back with Megan, who is joining us to talk about Monday Night Raw and kind of the WWE as a whole. Megan, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Fantastic.
So,
Got some apple cider donuts.
what did you have in your mind for what you saw in Raw?
Okay, first of all, I am officially a Paul Heyman girl.
You should be.
That man is a genius.
He is really awesome.
I mean, like the things that he says, and you're like, ooh, damn, he's right. You're like, just given, like he just was like trying to get John Cena to come to the dark side, and John Cena is so stupid
Oh,
that he will just take the beating from Brock Lesnar and ask him for another one,
and
which he did. So, I mean, like it's just, I mean, Paul Heyman is such a salesman, showman. I mean, like he is the one behind the 21 and 1. Like he just, oh, Paul, I want to be Paul Heyman.
I definitely wish I had um his intellect, his speaking abilities, and kind of just
Like,
I don't know how much he scripts beforehand or if he can just go. And I think he could probably just go. He's that good.
I agree. I agree. And he's just so, it's just, I mean, like everything he says is just so good. I mean, like there's nothing, like he doesn't say anything stupid. It's just pure genius,
And
pure gold
I feel
that just comes out of his mouth.
I feel so many times like I've said, okay, that was Paul Heyman's best promo ever. And like I've probably said
And
that.
then next week you're like, wait, no, this is his
right,
best whatever.
I've probably said it 3 or 4 times in the last 6 months. So it's like he's been, since WrestleMania, he has been really, really good. Uh, yeah, and he brings it.
Fantastic.
And to me, he brings the best out of other guys. I really think Cena did a great job too.
Cena did do a good job. And like to his credit, John Cena's like character is that good, he's like a good guy. He's all about hustle, loyalty, respect, I mean, like, and he's okay with being hated. But, I
so
mean,
he says, but that was kind of what
but
Paul
so he
Heyman
says.
tried to flip on him. Like, yeah, you say you're okay with that, but are you really okay with that?
Yeah.
And that was kind of a unique dynamic on Monday.
It was good. It was like, come to the dark side. He was just trying to lure John Cena to the dark side. And John Cena's like, no, I'm okay with the Fruity Pebbles and being hated. I'll stick with that. I mean, like, I like it when, a vet tells me that, I inspire him, I'm inspiration for him. Or like a parent says, I hate you, but thanks for doing right by my kid. I mean, like, I guess he's okay with that.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a market. I mean, like you see John Cena T-shirts everywhere. So
yeah, definitely he's still the face of the WWE, and it's his character is what makes him that way. It's not his wrestling ability.
yeah, it's his character.
Absolutely.
It's his marketability.
Was there anything else on Monday?
What else was on Monday that Cesaro versus Sheamus. Or no, not Cesaro versus Sheamus. Sheamus versus Seth Rollins.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah,
Hanging out interested sign on that. It was Rollins, and I was like, hanging out interested in sign on this. So Seth Rollins got bigger fish to fry. Like, why is he fighting Sheamus the fighting Ginger? I mean, like, there's no... It did not make a lick of sense.
In the last couple weeks on Raw, I felt like a lot of the matches didn't make sense. And like last week on Raw, I thought they just did a real bad job of matchmaking. Like none of the matches made sense.
None of the matches have been making sense lately, and I don't know if it's a mismanagement of talent. It's a, this throw, stuff against the wall and see what sticks. I don't know what it is, but it's so, like, it's just bizarre.
Well, and then this week, it seemed like a lot of it was kind of rematches from SummerSlam to kind of like, this is the last time you'll see this match.
Yeah.
Both Bray vs. Jericho, which ended up in a cage match.
Yeah, and that was just, I mean, like, Chris Jericho flying off of the top of the cage.
That was crazy.
I mean, that was ridiculous.
He wanted to end his career.
Yeah, he wanted to end his career and basically play Nancy Kerrigan and just lay there and go, why?
Well, I actually said last week that I would like Jericho to maybe retire from the ring, but he still is really good on the microphone.
Yeah, he
so
is.
I would like to see him take Jerry Lawler's place, but I I think that's wishful thinking.
That's another thing we got to talk about.
Well,
I was like, is there really a replacement for the King? I mean,
well, if you want the
Jerry
show to
Lawler,
be better, yes.
I enjoy Jerry Lawler. I actually really miss when he dressed like a king.
Okay, he used to be good. You're right. He used to be good. He's now really bad. He makes bad jokes.
I enjoy bad jokes. I'm the market for Jerry Lawler. We were watching WWE Network had like their Attitude Week.
Okay.
Last week, and they had a couple documentaries on like Monday Night Raw versus WCW Nitro or whatever it is on Monday night that they had.
I watched all of that, yeah.
And I was dying because like that's when I was really watching wrestling with my dad, and I had totally forgotten that Jerry Lawler said puppies all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just all about TNA, and he was just like puppies.
And see,
so
back then he was more.
He was more animated, and I think
he was more. His character was more of he was a heel. He was kind of cheering for the bad guys. Where now he's complete opposite. And I think if he went back to that old style, I think maybe he'd be a little bit better. But I'm ready for him to go.
He's got a couple more years, but. Yikes. No, but all the matches lately, I mean, even, was it Titus O'Neil versus Adam Rose?
Yeah.
And the Bunny and Slater? I didn't even know what that, I didn't like Titus O'Neil and Slater seems like such a mismatch.
Well, which I think they're doing on purpose, because then they argue all the time, and I think it's kind of, I think they were kind of looking for something to do with both guys, because they didn't really have a place for either one of them.
And it seems like they don't. And it's like, it just doesn't make, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like there's such a mismanagement of, like, the talent that they do have. And then them bringing people up without a place for them.
On a lot of the roster, you're right. Some of them, they've done a good job. But roster, you're right. And then injuries haven't helped either.
Yeah, I mean, like, Benus Barrett. I miss him.
Yeah, him being out. I mean, right when people were starting to,
like, it was getting good.
Yeah,
and then
it was unfortunate.
2 big injuries, and it was like, okay, yeah, now what do we do, guys?
Same thing with Dean Ambrose. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
Him and Rollins are having a great program with each other, and then. Now that he's hurt, it's like, what do we do with Rollins? Speaking of Rollins, I don't know if you saw, he will be wrestling Reigns at Night of Champions.
I did see that.
And Jericho is going to be wrestling Orton, which actually probably is the right match for Jericho. Like, if he's going to wrestle, I think he can have a really good match with Orton.
Yeah, I'm like, I like Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton, like, he's just like, he gets on track, and he was like the match with what's his face? Roman Reigns. He was like destroying Roman Reigns, and then like he got cocky, and like it all went to crap for a while, and I mean, like, it just kind of, I don't know. I feel like they don't know what to do with Randy Orton either.
Yeah, because I think there was a part of a while, like, no one wants to see Orton have the title again. Like, we don't want to see Orton have the title again, but we do want to see Orton in stuff that is meaningful, because he is good. And you're right. He out-wrestled Reigns all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was just tossing Roman Reigns around. I mean, like, Randy Orton is a talent. It's just, they don't have the, like, just, he doesn't work in the puzzle.
I feel like a babyface again. I usually always like guys as the heel. I like the bad guys, but I think Orton actually works better as a face because he can still come off as a little bit. He can still kind of act like a jerk, but when the crowd is behind him, it's just more fun with him. Like, he raises his arms and everyone enjoys it. and he doesn't have to kind of, once you're labeled as a heel, there's certain things